Hi everyone, welcome to this week's update video on A Castle on an Island. I think the hardest part of this visual novel making journey I'm on is starting the first project and getting into the swing of things. I think I'm getting into the swing of things now though. I know how many words the demo will be, I know the game isn't going to have any character sprites because I'm making reusable character CGs instead. And I'm not worrying too much about the quality of the artwork as much as I'm simply making the artwork and knowing that I'll get better over time. With the schedule and path mainly defined, this week has mainly just been me walking that path. The writing for this leg is already done aside from some light editing, so I've been working more on the artwork for the leg. The first thing I did was make a character design for Olivia, Abby's sister. Abby was relatively easy to design with her dark skin tone, yellow eyes, yellow pajamas, and dark red hair. But Olivia was a bit tricky to design because the colors I naturally think of to complement a darker skin tone were already used by her sister. I'm used to designing lighter-skinned characters and feel like I had to invert my character designing skills to design Olivia because she didn't come quite as naturally. It feels good to learn these skills though, and I think she turned out pretty good. After designing Olivia, all I really needed to do was just make a bunch of CGs. I made the CG of Olivia helping Ian in the castle courtyard, the CG of Abby in her bedroom doorway in the middle of the night, the one of Abby on top of her ancient tower, sitting on top of it, the CG of the room Ian's staying at in Abby's home, the CG of Abby's hallway in the middle of the night, the one of the apple tree in the courtyard, and a few other ones. The apple tree CG looks bad for several reasons in my opinion though, and I have another shot for the courtyard in mind, which I think will look better. So I think in the end I'll be scrapping the apple tree picture, even though it looks okay from a distance, and just replacing it with a new, better CG. Speaking of redrawing locations, though, I drew Abby's kitchen again. This shot of Abby's kitchen looks good in my opinion, and is also consistent with the CG of Abby sitting at her kitchen table in her pajamas. For those of you who remember, I reworked the CG of Abby in her pajamas standing on top of the tower as well, to be less stiff and more fit the style of the rest of her CGs. I have 4 more base images to make for this leg. The new courtyard CG that I mentioned I need to do, the CG of Abby's tower on its own, the one of Abby standing in her kitchen in her pajamas, and the one of Abby's bathroom. After those are done, I'll work on the variants, which are mainly just a bunch of different expressions and day-night variants. After I'm finished the art for this leg, I'll start making the music for it, which should be fun. I keep on talking about legs. I'll clear up what I mean by that. As I mentioned in a previous video, the writing for A Castle on an Island's demo is roughly broken up into 7 sections. The 7 sections are the intro, Abby, Olivia, Tina, Adel, Alicia, and the outro. I'm splitting this demo into legs and will complete one leg before moving on to the next. Leg 1 is the intro and Abby, Leg 2 is Olivia and Tina, Leg 3 is Adel, Alicia, and the outro. Leg 3 seems the longest, but the outro is actually really short and doesn't really need much artwork or anything. After I'm done all 3 of the legs, I'll work on the GUI a little bit more, like text boxes and menus and such, and then get the demo ready for release. And once I'm done the demo, actually, I was thinking that I'd upload a video of me playing the demo onto the channel. So that'd be pretty cool, I think. So look forward to that, I guess. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing the artwork for Leg 1 and starting on the music this week. That should be pretty cool. That's all for this week's update. I'll see you next Monday.